just wanna good morning. I actually just wanna cut that intro a bit short just because I might get a move on gold right now. So I just wanted to cut that intro short. But good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys have had an awesome weekend. We are back, baby, live on YouTube as we do it every day, Monday to Thursday. Let me see some tennis 10 in the chat if you guys are ready. But let me see if I can get this early morning push on gold quickly at the break of the highs. Mods, just let me know if volume is all good on your end. I might actually miss the move because I want it on 15 break of the highs. But you guys know how I am. I don't want to run through this trade without breaking down this entire trade for you guys before anything else. Okay, so let's see what we are doing on gold, guys. First thing I want to tackle this morning is obviously going to be gold, because that is our primary pair. Let's see what we have in store today. For the past, let's say 2 to 3 days, so since last week Thursday, we've had a bit of consolidation on this pair. However, it has still been giving us the moves we need and want. So let's see what we have in store today. So nothing much that I want to read off for that daily and that weekly besides a bit of indecision, and that is why I will obviously use a lower time frame to start looking for that entry. Now, first and foremost, the first thing I got to do is actually pop in that current daily high as well as current daily low. Even though it is over 300 pips away in between the two areas, it is going to be very important for me to actually have that marked out over here. I'll greet everybody as soon as I'm done with this analysis. Let me just get through it. I just feel like gold's going to give us a move early this morning, so I want to be ready for that with you guys. So panning over to that 4 hours. So first and foremost, as I mentioned, there's not really much that I'm going to take off that weekly, not much that I'm going to take off the daily. I'm going to use a lower time frame for entry, and the 4 hour is very straightforward this morning, which I absolutely love. So if you look to the left hand side, guys, we have a clear zone to the left hand side. Here's my current resistance, there's my current support, which is obviously lows to highs. That's what I'm trying to get at right now, with that overall sentiment being bullish, right? Why do I feel like this music is a bit too loud for my liking today? So the overall sentiment is bullish on the pair. We have that macro structure, which is over consolidation, as well as that micro structure being consolidation. The highs I'm looking for right now is going to be the quarter level of 40.75. So first and foremost, if I pull down to the 30, right, whether I catch the trade on the 30 or right now at the break of the high of the 15, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't mind waiting. But as long as you guys can understand the idea that price is pulling away from the lows and starting to drive to the upside. If you look on the 30, we have equal lows over here being tested multiple times. Price actually goes ahead and breaks through that. This is going to be my confirmation closure on the 30, with the idea that price should then drive to the upside. Another confluence I can use is going to be that 15 lining up for a type 5. So that is something I want to look at as well. Say, for example, if I don't take the position now and I rather wait for that London open at 10, that is what I'm then going to be looking at. One thing I do want us to note is to the left hand side, even though you have this macro range over here, right? To the left hand side, we are currently sitting at a mid-range level right now. Can we see that? Okay, we can see that, right? That is why, as much as the 15 can line up and look good, I would definitely prefer a 30-minute closure. Then the 15-minute gives me that bearish close, weak bearish obviously, so that I can get a type 5 on the 15 and a type 4 on the 30. Okay, so that is what I'll be looking for. I think it's going to be an awesome setup if we are looking for that long plays. Okay, so let's go to that 4 hour and start popping in my zones. I'm going to have liquidity lows down here, and then liquidity highs will be at the Cuba level 40.75. I'm not going to mark it out though. I'll rather keep that as my 30-minute level. Or I'll tell you what, I'll do it and then I'll just adjust it either which way. So you'll see me, this is actually my 4 hour zone, which I'm then tightening up on the 30. There's that area. We're going to pull it tight like that, and then 4 hour. We'll tighten up to 30 as well. My current 30-minute, excuse me, my current 30-minute zones is this, and then I'm going to add in one, which will be here. You guys see this level right here? Everybody can see it, right? There's that level right there. So this is where price broke away from. This is where I'm going to put my 30-minute level. In hindsight, it is actually this overall area. So this is going to be that overall area there, running right down into liquidity to the lows. If I look tighter on this and I look to the left-hand side, I can clearly see that this was range low, that's range high. I do not want to take gold in this range. If I'm going to be buying it, it needs to be above there. That is why I prefer candle to break the highs and then I get involved. So what's happening right now is absolutely perfect, because what I want to see is a weak bearish closure, and then within the next 10 minutes I can get my type 4 on the 30 and type 5 on the 15. I really like that a lot. Look, if we do have a scenario where gold does break right now, I've got the high already, I'm getting the low. If I re-break the highs, I will involve myself any which way. So personally, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark this tighter on the 15 as well. Excuse me. Just so it has more possibility for closure above, and also indicating where the liquidity is for me. And this is going to be the only 3 zones that I'm looking at right now. Okay, so I'll run the buy scenario with you guys one more time so you guys can understand it. Off that daily, I'm not taking too much data. Okay, we have a lot of indecision, we have a lot of wicks, so I'm not taking anything from the daily, besides the fact that I've got current daily high approaching from the current daily lows, rejecting off of both areas. That's why it's too much indecision for me to use it as a confluence. 4 hour, perfect. Absolutely love the idea that the resistance is there and the support is there. We've got rejection. And if you look at it like this, you have the idea that there's resistance, right? Your 4 hour is bearish. So the idea was that once price had closed beneath that area, which it did, that this candle should have rebroke and made lower lows to continue the previous 3 candles, which was lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This should have been the lower high to create a new lower low. However, it failed to do so, and what price actually did was close directly back above the quarter pip. So I then see this as a liquidity grab. I don't want to use the word fake out. Reason being, people use that as an excuse for their losses. You know, if they take a loss, they're like, "Ah, no, I just got faked out." We have to be accountable for everything we do in our charts, so I don't like to use that word. So more so, what it actually is for me is price grabbing liquidity. Because if you look to the left, this didn't just happen for no reason. If you look left, there's all the liquidity levels right there. We can go back into time. There's liquidity level. There's liquidity level. There's liquidity level. So it's always going to be a liquidity level that will be tested. I don't like to use the word fake out. So you'll learn that a lot as I go through my chart work. So once we have that closure above, the next 4 hour candle opens up, giving me the bottom wick and starts to drive to the upside, telling me the story that I can understand, which will mean that from these lows, price should come to the highs. So that's what I'm going to try and do this morning with the price action that I'm currently seeing, is to see if price can continue driving to that upside. On the 30-minute, we've actually went in and broke through these levels now. So there's a liquidity breaking through massively this morning. I just want to see a closure. Now, the closure can be anywhere as long as it closes above this liquidity level. At this point, when I close above, I'm not phased about the approaching resistance, because I'm going to understand that the liquidity that's rejecting over here should have enough volume to drive right through it. Because if I have to worry about every small resistance and support on the way, I can tell you one thing now: I'll never get a trade. So I need to look at it from an overall perspective and understand that as price rejects these lows, starts closing above the area, this should be my indication that there's enough buyers in the market to drive price to 40.75. So that I'm using as a confluence. So all I'm waiting for right now in the next 5 minutes is a 30 close above on the 30 and a 15 close above on the 15. That's going to be my weak bearish closure. And I'm then going to wait for my longs above the highs, because it is quite safe to understand that if I long it there at the flipper body as a type 5, I should then have a 60 pip stop intact for me. Yes, I do. So let's say 62, 63 pips. To be honest, I'll give it a bit more. I'll give it that 65 if it needs it. Take it as a type 5 as it breaks the flat body resistance, because then I'm going to use this as a wick fill. I can also take it later if the running stop, so the running low, can give a decent lower wick. Okay, so that I'll pretty much give as the decision as price gives me the close. I personally hope that this current 15 can close a bit more weaker. This is a little bit too strong. I'll still take it, don't get me wrong, because it'll still be the retest, especially on the 5. If you go to the 5, you'll then see a price. There's my resistance, there's the break, there's the retest. So I'm still chilled with that. However, I like to have my stop losses that accommodate not only the risk and the numbers behind it, but also the technical structure as well, because that is obviously very important for me. So this is what I want to see when price closes, how we do close. Either which way, I'll still be willing to take it as long as this price closes above 40.58. It's just how the candles will determine if I'm going to be going in aggressive at the flat body resistance break or the break of the highs. Personally, I would love to take it at the break of the highs, because it's going to re-break the 30-minute. It's also going to re-break the 15. But if I need to do a wick fill on the 30-minute, I do not mind. If I need to do a type 5 on the 15, I do not mind. They still all make sense. Okay. So as you can see, since I've jumped onto stream, I even cut the intro a bit shorter, that I'm very biased towards the upside today. And you guys know by now that I'm not really a biased trader. I have an either or decision all the time, and I'll always give scenarios for either or situation, which I can still do today. But I'm not going to lie, the way prices set up this morning for me, I prefer the buys. They make a lot more sense. So that is what I want this morning. I'm going to be quite adamant about the buys. However, the only time I'm going to look for shorts is if I have a setup like this. So you guys know the setup by now. There's my resistance. Price taps resistance. It breaks out, inducing a lot of early buyers, pulling back. Once again, inducing a lot of early buyers. They start buying off the rip, and price starts to break beneath. We won't be in there, nor will we be in there, because it doesn't line up with any of my types of execution. Okay. Once price then fakes those early buyers out, closes beneath, I simply wait for the retest, and then I look for the short at the break of the low. Because what is price doing is treating as a previous resistance, the new support into the previous resistance once again. So it pretty much null and voids all of that breakout. So I once again don't like to use the word fake out, but it's actually just price grabbing liquidity. And one thing I can tell you now is price will never just go to some random area for fun. There's always going to be a reason. For example, if this is what I just drew, and this is price testing, and that's price breaking out, inducing a lot of early buyers, once again inducing a lot of early buyers, I can tell you now, it did not reject there for fun. If I look left, there's pure liquidity. Okay. So then what will happen is, once you get liquidity grabbed for early buyers, price close below, then I will take the shorts. Because then it's treating the current support as a new resistance. Do yourselves a favor, rewind the stream, off the stream, and watch what I just said again. Because that will help you a lot. It will help identify the fake outs and not actually be the liquidity for myself and my MFX members. Okay. But if you want to be liquidity, thank you so much. I'm not going to say no. So here's the thing. What I want to see right now, 15-minute closure, 30-minute closure, hourly closure, London open. Let's see what happens. We have price moving probably in the next 2 minutes. Once again, aggressive buys over here. Like I just explained to you guys, know what I want, type 4, type 5. And then aggressive shorts over here. Once again, as I explained, the whole scenario, this for me will be a type 3. Okay. Drop a W in the chat if you guys understand what I just spoke about, what I went through. Quick disclaimer, you can check my Nightbot as well as the mods sharing the Nightbot command, exclamation disclaimer. This is purely just for entertainment purposes only. This is not to be seen as financial advice, and this is just education as well. So these are my trades based off of my strategy, the way I trade for the past 9 years. So let's see what's in store for us today. Let me just get this up. There we go. I've noticed Nightbot likes to sleep. I don't know why. Nightbot sleeping me. Nightbot probably had a tough weekend, I won't lie. So chat, this is it for me this morning. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to run through GJ. I just want to focus on gold right now. We do have market open in the next 15 seconds, so I want to keep all my focus on that. Let's see what happens. Okay, boys, that is the close right there. I need to see 15 close, 30 close, hour close. I like that. I like both of them, actually. So what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for an entry right there. It's going to be a 68 pip stop for me today. It's going to be a little bit big. and I want entry at 4064.56. I'm actually going to go ahead and put some buy stops right now, guys. So buy stops for me is going to be 4064.56. Okay, so buy stops for me is placed and pending. This is what I'm looking for right now. 10 is 10, and then the extension, so stop will be, like I said, 68. This will be my entry. This will be my TP1. This will be my TP2 for 30 pips, and then oval TP will be the QP level up here. Okay, so let's see what happens this morning. There's that TP1. There's that TP2. Stop is going to be 68 pips for me, just to accommodate the lows of that candle as well as this. I'm looking for entry at the break of the bodies to give me the wick fill that I want as a type 5 on the 15, and then a type 4 on the 30, but obviously just going to be an aggressive type 4 because I am looking for the wick fill, but obviously I'm taking it a little bit later because I want to accommodate the idea that a type 5 could come into play, which means that there's a resistance there. So I would actually rather miss the trade than get involved right now and then price tank. So that's just me adding another confluence to this trade. So once again, I've got pending buy stops here. Here's buy stops. They're not active yet. Let's wait. Valid bottom wick. Yes, the bottom wick is valid. Let's see if market prints me money today. Okay, guys, I am activated on gold longs right now. 68 pip stop loss. TP1 at 10 is 10. TP2 at 30 bands, and then oval TP running at 105 pips. I've got a 68 pip stop loss today. Let's see what happens. I would like to see some volume coming in right now to start pushing price to my direction. What is NCS playing today? Well, yeah, like I said, it is a valid bottom wick. I'm fine with that. It gave me the bottom wick. For me, look on gold overall, you have the liquidity. So price should drive from that point. There is a bottom wick on the candle, guys. Check it out. There she is, right there. There's the bottom wick. So let's see. How was everybody's weekend though, while we wait for this trade to play out? How was everybody's weekend? Do you guys have a good weekend? MFX members, just check the Zoom link I'm going to send off the stream. Just pop by Zoom off the stream. Just want to discuss something, and then we've got bootcamp tonight. I wish you could send voice notes on this chat. What would your voice note sound like this morning? If you could send a voice note on the chat right now, what would you do? What would you say? For those that complain about me drinking Coke in the morning, it's a water day today. Joel, how was the birthday? It was good. I really had an awesome weekend. Like an 11-year-old kid with ADHD that had a monster for breakfast. Mood you in? Did you drink too much Coke on your birthday? Nah, actually I had virgin cocktails. I didn't have any Coke. Oh, I'm lying, I did have Coke Zero. I definitely did have. Listen, I ate myself in a peppermint tart coma yesterday. And I saw you drinking Sprite Yeah, either Coke Zero or Sprite is always... Either Coke Zero or Sprite Zero will always be my go-to. I don't really want anything else. Where's that volume gold? Let's get some volume up in here. Like I was looking on the 5 as well. There's your break, here's your retest. Let's see if we can get that massive impulse from these lows now. I had coffee zero this morning. Me too, but I had stevia in my coffee. Okay, so pretty much at break even right now. This should be that push that I'm waiting for because I've got my retest. Got bullish closures on the 5. You're all obviously at the resistance. So like I said, flat body resistances are obviously important areas. So let's see how price reacts for this. Let's see if we have the volume to drive through. 30, we want a full wick full on that. I did. That is very true. Okay, so it seems like this resistance point here is definitely holding, but we should be able to get through it. Just give it some time. The only thing for me is like where stop is right now, it's in liquidity, which the ideal place would be to have it beneath that, but I'm not going to risk over 80 pips on this trade. So this thing better push. Miles, next month, can I be your father Christmas? I'd say ask my dad, but I don't know where he is. AWOL. AWOL. That man went AWOL, bro. I'm still waiting for my milk. Seven sound. South Africa hide and seek Champions League. Our dads were tag team partners. Shit, I don't know what game they play, bro. Or who taught them that game? The way I related to that. It's wild out here, bro. It's wild out here. Okay, so price pretty much went and tested the break-even point twice so far. Let's see what happens, yeah. God bless you with the Toro voucher. Not gonna lie, I think I'm starting to get over Toro sushi. I had it on Friday. And I feel like I'm getting over it. I need a new spot. Suki #1. I actually haven't been there in a while. And formula. What formula? But in the meantime, guys, we've got 75 viewers right now. Let's run up that likes. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I would highly recommend you guys put on that bell notification as well, so you guys can see when I go live every day. But I feel like everybody should know that by now. 9 GMT +2. Monday to Thursday, and then Fridays private. For the non-MFX members, stay tuned on my socials. I'm going to be running something nice for you guys for the month of December. So definitely stay tuned for that. Can we get through the resistance? We're approaching that resistance now for the third time. Can price get through that resistance? That is the 10 pip question. Silhouette. Okay, 15 close coming up now. Honestly, I want a nice strong 15 close. Nice and bullish. We got 3 minutes to the 15 close. I just want a nice 15 close bullish. That will underline the support for me. To solidify my stop loss again. I really want that right now. Zahir Ganji shot for that sub, bro. Gold's definitely jumping mad today. Okay, 2 minutes to close, yeah. Okay guys, 15 close now coming up. I just want to see how this 15 is going to close. For me personally, as long as it closes strong bullish, I'll be quite happy. Don't really want a weak bullish close, but as long as that support does form, it is good. So that we have that underlying level there, just above our stop. Okay, that's 15 close over there. Quite happy with the 15 close. I would have wanted it to be stronger, to be honest with you, but that should be fine. Yeah, nothing I'm gonna do with the trade yet. I'm not gonna manage or anything like that. Trade is still fine. My stop is there. So I'm chill with that. Let's see what it does from this point. Have you played 10 miles? I'm sure you had a lucky day. I did. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the messages as well that you guys sent on IG. I appreciate that. Dylan, what's happening, my brother? Miles, do you manually close your trades when it's in profit? Yeah. What's the lowest volume I've seen market open on gold for a while? Yeah, it is very low volume for open. That's one thing for sure. Volume is very low this morning. Very low volume this morning. Also still looking fine. The only thing, and this is why obviously we are stuttering at this area, is the liquidity on the left. So you can see where my cursor runs, is that area there. But like I said, from these lows you should have enough volume to drive you right through. Miles, your gym plays Guam only, no need for earphones. Sure. I don't know what time you went, but my gym never plays that music. My gym plays Marili, Marili, Haneri, Haneri, Soki, Soki music. That's what my gym plays, bro. So if I forget my earphones, normally I just put water in my ears so I can't hear anything but bubbles. Miles, have you seen the prof levels? 4800 pips you get. It is not your traditional platform. No, I haven't seen that one. Have you used it? I personally haven't seen it, but then again, I don't trade prop firms, to be fair. Okay, so we're getting the spike up to the resistance every time, but we don't seem to have the volume to rip us right through. Went in the evening. I haven't gymmed in the evening in a while. We gymmed Friday morning and they played the exact same playlist. They actually put off the playlist that we put on. Yes, it is not a prop firm. Get pips, get paid. I've never heard of that, to be honest. 80 viewers in the chat right now. Welcome to everybody. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And hit that like button. Okay, approaching resistance again. Can we get the push through and hit that TP this morning? Yes, we can. Let's go. TP hit, boys. 10 is 10 all day. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. We had to wait for that one. I'm not going to lie. We had to wait for that one. But nonetheless, TP was grabbed. I got my 10. I am out. I am happy. Drop a W in the chat if you learned from that. Drop a W in the chat if you made some bags. That's how we do it. Gold made us wait today. I won't lie. We definitely had to wait today, but nonetheless, she came through. She paid. This is actually another confirmation for me, but obviously I'm out of the trade. I'm happy with my 10 pips. I keep the ball moving. I keep the ball rolling. Nothing crazy. Okay. Chat. That's me. MFX members, I'm going to send you a link quickly for Zoom. Just come to Zoom quickly after stream. We'll carry on there. And then I just want to chat about tonight's webinar. Give me a second. I'll just want to share. That was a good one. That was a quick one. Very nice. Once this 5 flips, it should continue driving. But I've got my 10. I'm chilling. Okay, MFX members, I just sent the Zoom link on Telegram. Just come to the Zoom quickly after stream. So there's that flip on the 5. For those that are still managing, it should continue driving. I'm looking for traders to get, or trades to get me 4,800 pips. Yo, you're gonna look for a very long time, my brother. I don't know where the flying fish are. You're gonna get 4,800 pips in one trade. I like how the entry styles links up with one another 100%. 4,800 pips. You're gonna wait a long time, bro. Past phase 1A. Monium. Is that how I say it? Monium stop loss. Why is there stop loss in the name, bro? Past phase 1. Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations. Shout out to the pippers and dippers. Shout out for pulling through. Nothing wrong, it can be a year too. Okay. So all you need is pretty much 4,800 pips. Yeah, that doesn't, not gonna lie, that sounds a bit shady to me, pal. Not gonna lie. Only by focusing on 20 pips today, 100%. I'm glad that you're compounding, pal. Congrats, Monium. But YouTube, shout out. That's me for the day. I'm gonna call it a session there. Got my trade. Like I said, I just wanted to get that analysis out so you guys could be ready for that position. And there we got the position. She took a bit of time, I'm not gonna lie, but hit TP nonetheless. We don't miss. YouTube, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, 9:30 GMT +2. Have an awesome day. God bless and don't overtrade. Cheers, boys. MFX members, pull up to the Zoom. Let's go.
Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Take the wrong and you make it right. Like a firefly, you're glowing at night. So don't make it hard, don't let me go. I wanna hold you tight when you're cold. I'm waiting for your love, you just keep me hanging on. I deserve to stay.